Hi guys, welcome to our channel, Dukasha Family, life of an HIV mixed status couple, where one is HIV positive and the other is HIV negative. I'm the HIV positive one, my husband is HIV negative. We've been together, I think most of you know that we've been together for the past 18 years. We've got beautiful daughters out of our marriage, and my son from my previous marriage is part of our channel. Um, Yes, thank you for joining us. I'm recording this particular video because of a number of inboxes, a number of questions from different people requesting advice, guidance, support with strategies on how to disclose their HIV status. There is no manual, guys. There is no right or wrong answer. There is no right or wrong way of disclosing a status. What worked for me may not work for you. What worked for the other person may not work for the next person. So it's an individual choice, and it really depends on the environment and the circumstances. And I think people comes to me thinking, seeing us with my husband happy, they really think or assume that it was easy and we've never went through any struggles in our marriage. You are wrong, guys. You are wrong. It has been a journey. For me in particular as the person. Remember, I was married. I think most of you know that I was married before, and I got out of that marriage with HIV, and that was 2002 December. And I met my husband in 2003 December. And between that, and one other thing that I want to mention, which most of us are faced with as HIV positive people, or are struggling with rather, is we sometimes think we're better off staying in relationships with the other HIV positive partner. Like, for instance, someone whom you are comfortable with is the person that is HIV positive, or the person whom you were disclosed dating or be married to, and you think that that's where your life is. I want to tell you, sometimes you don't need to stick to that relationship, especially if it's not working for you, especially if the circumstances are not conducive. And one other thing that we tend to do is to stick to or stay in those relationships. Sometimes they're abusive, but we think or assume or conclude that there's no one out there to love us, or maybe there's no life beyond that relationship. And that's not true, guys. I'm in a HIV discordant relationship or marriage or mixed status marriage, and there are many other people that manage to find love beyond with their HIV status. And the issues of disclosure, guys, when I left my ex-husband, I decided I told myself that I'll have to focus on myself, build myself, but there's sometimes you ladies, you just look outside and want to date because we are so used to, getting someone and having a companion. So that's one reason I decided to date. And what I told myself in that space was that I will disclose immediately. And as soon as I meet someone, I will disclose. That's the strategy that I took, which did not work. And it's the best strategy, guys, because when you are doing that, you're saving yourself from heartache and heartbreak. Because when you're disclosing in a relationship where you've already fallen in love with the person or already attached to the person, there is pain involved, and that detachment from that person that you already love is very, very painful, and it's not helping for us to actually wait for a relationship to get into that space. So I always advise people to disclose early, as soon as possible, before they fall in love with the person, so that if the person decides to leave you, they will leave you before you actually committed or you already attached to the person. But sometimes that does not work. The person, and the other thing is, these people will actually promise you heaven and earth. They will actually tell you that I will stick by you, I will be there for you. They won't be honest and transparent to you to say, I'm not willing to date an HIV positive person. Or they won't tell you that I'm not willing to continue in the relationship. That's what the guy did to me. He made me believe and think that he's going to stick by me, only to find out he knew immediately after disclosing that he's going to run away. And you'll only notice by his acts and behavior, he will start to drift away. There will be less calls. There will be less visits. Then you read between the lines that this person did not mean what he said. That's what happened to me. And I also, decided after that relationship, rejection from the relationship, the heartache, and I just told myself that let me not date. Probably there is no one out there who can love me with my status. I rather focus on myself, building myself, focusing my career. But somehow I've just found love again after that rejection. And same thing happened. The same guy did the same thing, rejected me and went away. The challenge then is these people that are rejecting us, they will reject us and run away to other people that they don't even know their statuses, run away to other people who may even be HIV positive and may not disclose the status to them, and they're putting themselves at risk. But one thing that I don't want to do, I don't want to judge those people that are rejecting us. There is a reason behind: one, lack of knowledge. They are not well informed about the benefits of ARVs. Secondly, the stigma out there, because the community sometimes is the reason behind people rejecting us. What happens is when someone is dating or is married to an HIV positive person, the community will assume and take for granted that your partner is also HIV positive without them knowing the status of your partner. So people, as soon as they know your status, they run away because they don't want to be attached or associated with an HIV positive because of that reason. And also, one other thing that people don't know, that we as HIV positive person, when we are on treatment, we're not a risk. We don't pose a risk. When we are on treatment and virally suppressed, we're not infectious. So that's one campaign that we'll talk about at a later stage. I will record a video about it. It is called Undetectable equals Untransmittable. It's a liberating campaign, guys. It's going to give us hope and it's going to dismantle stigma. Anyway, let me not talk about it because the issue today is the issue of disclosure. So with my husband then, I just decided to just let love be. Go, guys, go, and yeah, Jolo couldn't do it for me. So, but up until December 2003, when I met my husband again, then boyfriend, he approached me, and I really thought he's going to be like any other guy. He's going to do the same thing that was done by these two. He's going to leave me. And I decided, because there's another strategy again, but what is important, if you opt to withhold or to hide your status from your partner, what is critical and important is to make sure that you use protection all the time. So I decided to have safeguard my heart and make sure prevent heartache and heartbreak. Let me not disclose my status now to my husband. I decided to hide the status, and only to find out while hiding the status, someone told him, same day, first day that he approached me, someone called him and said, "Do you know the status of that lady that we were working with? She's HIV positive." But he decided to hide the status from me because he did not want to force me. He wanted to wait until I'm ready to disclose. That's what happens. That's why it's very important. If one decides not to disclose, it's very important to enforce protection and make sure you use condom all the time. Just imagine if maybe while I'm deciding not to disclose my status to my husband, and I was the one who was initiating condomless sex, my husband would have left me already. He would have left me thinking that I'm someone who's not trustworthy, and because he knew my status, and I didn't know that he knew, but I knew that I will stick to protection. I won't compromise, no condom, no sex, and that's actually really helped in my marriage. That's something that will also help you if you're not ready, because one thing that is also important for the community to know, protection is a two-way thing in a relationship. As long as you don't know the status of your partner, as long as you don't know whether the virus is suppressed of your partner, or whether the partner is HIV positive or not, the condom use or protection in the relationship is a two-way thing. And the HIV positive partner is not forced by law to disclose. If they are not ready to disclose, no one is coercing them or will or can force or coerce them to disclose their status, but their responsibility is to make sure that they are using protection so that they don't transmit HIV to you guys. And it is also your responsibility as the HIV negative or the HIV unknown status partner to make sure that you use protection so that you also can protect yourself from what you don't know, STIs and other things. So that's what happened in my relationship. And eventually, when I decided to disclose 3-4 months down the relationship, mind you, by that time I was already in love, I was already attached. I really, really wanted to keep him. And I couldn't continue with the relationship now because I thought relationship is built on a lie. This relationship, there's no trust because I'm hiding this from my boyfriend. I had to make sure that when we proceed with the relationship or marriage, relationship, then I had to make sure that it's built on trust and transparency. That's when I decided to disclose. And it wasn't easy, guys. I really did not approach him like face to face. I had to write a letter because I had fears. I thought he's going to reject me. He's going to do the same thing that was done by other guys. And to my surprise, and after leaving that letter under his pillow, I kept on calling him. Did you see my letter? What is the response? What are you still do you still love me? And he said, no, don't worry. I'll come and see you. And that day, those hours waiting for him, it was like a year. And he eventually came in the evening. And one thing that he told me was, I knew about your status day one I met you. Someone disclosed your status. And I told myself that I'm not going to leave you because of the HIV. You are not HIV. You are Mandisa. And I'm going to love you for who you are. From those words, from that statement, guys, as much as others used to say that, but from him, there was something behind that. There was some genuine authenticity. There was love. There was something special about that statement. That's exactly what made me decide to actually engrave him in my heart that moment when he told me that he's going to love me for who I am. He's not going to leave me, and we're going to do this together. And he sticked by his word. Even today, he's still the same loving husband, and he's still there for me, and we're building our family. We're building our future. He's the best thing that ever happened to me, and I'm so grateful for him, for loving me, because not many HIV positive women or men out there are fortunate to have life partners that are HIV negative. People are getting rejected every day. But we can do this, guys. So if any one of you is struggling with disclosure, and if you like this video, please hit like on this video. If you want to share with other people, we will know. Maybe it may help your colleague, your friend, your family member. Please share this video. Someone out there may get support from this video. And if you want to see more of our videos, please hit the bell at the bottom, subscribe in this channel. Thank you so much, guys. Share your comment. If you're struggling to disclose, if you disclose and you've been rejected, if you are in a discordant marriage, discordant relationship, you don't know how to disclose, please comment on the comment section. Thank you so much for watching. We love you. Keep well.